Guys, you are not gonna believe this, but I stream on Twitch, and the link to my channel is in the description. Now, I'm not saying you have to go check it out. Actually, yeah, I am. We stream 4 times a week. I'd love to see your cute ass over there, twitch.tv/demonjoe, for those interested. Thank you, and enjoy the video. Ladies and gentlemen, what the hell? I'm sorry, but before we get into the video, bro, like, I don't know why these videos did as good as they did, or what voodoo magic you all conjured up to make them perform as well as they did, but holy shit, thank you so much. For those that have been hard supporting the channel by watching to the end, leaving likes, comments, all that stuff, you guys are the goats, and I appreciate it. Now, where was I? Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, with the 𝗏𝗏𝗡 being out for well over a month now, and GM's just now starting up, I figured it would be fun to sit back, relax, and instead of me making a video about the best guns in the game, let's take a look at what you, the community, have been using. So today, with the help of Destiny Tracker, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 most used PvE legendary weapons for the 𝗏𝗏𝗡. With Destiny Tracker's website, we can see what weapons are the most popular in terms of usage, and I figured it would make for a fun video of me going over the top 10 and giving my thoughts and opinions on things. Apologies for this video being a bit late, as your boy was GM grinding yesterday, but that doesn't matter now. Without further ado, let's jump into this. Kicking off today's video, we have my personal favorite weapon of the 𝗏𝗏𝗡 expansion, coming in at number 10, and that is the Insidious Arc Pulse Rifle. This weapon comes from 𝗨𝗏𝗣𝗑𝗏 and clocks in at a 1.3% usage rate. And all I gotta say is, can we bump those numbers up? I mean, seriously, this is only one of 2 current 4-burst pulse rifles in the game. It gets the best perks I think I've ever seen on a weapon ever, and it's the best in slot for your arc pulse rifle needs. I mean, how could you not love this thing? There's a multitude of roles you could go with here, which just completely separate it from the pack. First up, because it's a 4-burst, if running a GM role like 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗏, by shooting a singular burst into an enemy's head, you're already almost at max stacks of 𝗏𝗏𝗡 to max your reload speed out just right then and there. Maybe you're looking for a more casual role though. You got Dragonfly and Rampage, which sounds absolutely adequate. Maybe you're big into grenades, you know, you have Demo and Adrenaline Junkie, and of course we can't forget the ever reliable Stats for All 1-for-All role. Listen, all I'm saying is that you guys are doing this pulse rifle dirty. It's almost the least used 𝗨 weapon in the game right now, and it's the best of them all in my opinion. These are rookie numbers, people. Bump them up. Moving on to number 9, we find ourselves with another pulse rifle, and this time in the kinetic slot. Here we have the Peace of Mind Rapid Fire Frame. This pulse comes in with a usage rate of 1.56%, and it's gotten from the new season of the Risen content and is a top contender for that kinetic slot. While I really like this weapon, I just wish it had a teeny bit more variety in its final column as far as damage perks are concerned, but it's still a top option nonetheless. Taking a look at the perks, we have roles like Stats for All and Vorpal for GMs or Master content, as well as either Stats for All and Overflow paired with Adrenaline for casual. I'd really like to see Frenzy or 1-for-All in that final column though, as unlike the Insidious, I feel like Peace of Mind could really benefit from that damage buff and harder content, instead of only dealing more damage to bosses and champs because of Vorpal. Insidious is fortunate enough to be in a really high damaging archetype, Peace of Mind unfortunately is not. That said, I still really love this pulse, and it's my current go-to since I don't really have a god roll of the Garden one yet. Up next from Peace of Mind, here at number 8, we have quite possibly the most unique weapon in the game right now, the Deliverance from 𝗨𝗏𝗡𝗏. This fusion rifle comes in at a usage rate of the exact same of Peace of Mind, 1.56, and is a stasis legendary fusion. I absolutely adore this weapon, but unfortunately I don't have the god roll that makes this weapon so special. Basically think of fusion rifles like Null Composure that are used with Reservoir Burst, but then put a stasis twist on that and you have Deliverance. With a perk roll like Compulsive Reloader and Chill Clip, you'll be freezing everything left and right with this bad boy, causing great ad clear and crowd control as a result. It's a really great fusion, but I feel as though you need that very specific role to actually realize its true potential. Segueing on over from Deliverance, we have to talk about a fairly interesting weapon, and that is the Enigma here at number 7. This legendary glaive comes in at a usage rate of 1.61%, and I'm just gonna have to say it, this is 100% due to recency bias. I just cannot get on the glaive train, and have frankly been chilling at the station since the launch of 𝗏𝗏𝗡. I just don't like the damn things, just not at all. They just serve no purpose in my eyes throughout any of the content in the game currently. I mean, what do they do that any other weapon doesn't already do better? put up a shield? Well, a Titan can just do that. Melee attack an enemy? Swords already do that and provide more damage. And don't get me started on the damage of the projectiles and the just awful reload speeds. Maybe I'm just super out of the loop, but not once have I ever considered, maybe a glaive would be the best option here. All it took me was using one at the start of the legendary campaign for Witch Queen to know that they only put you in more danger overall and contribute less than just running double primary. Glaive lovers, feel free to slam me in the comments, but I just see no use for these dinky little sticks right now. Moving on from the Enigma, here at number 6, we have an oldie but a goodie, and that is the Time Lost Fatebringer from Vault of Glass. This hand cannon clocks in at a 1.66% usage rate, not even counting its non-adept counterpart, and is known by the community as the best in slot hand cannon, hands down. With a role like Explosive Payload and Frenzy, you're stacking not only double damage buffs, but also a reload buff thanks to Frenzy's secondary use. With it having a perfect recoil pattern, being in the 140 archetype, and also pretty easy to obtain, there's no question as to why Fatebringer still reigns high in the most used weapons in PvE. Personally, I haven't touched my Fatebringer one time since Witch Queen because I've been playing with all the new toys, but I always know that when I need it, my Fatebringer will be reliably waiting on me to pick it up once more. Up next from our Lord and Savior Fatebringer, here at number 5, we have a personal favorite of mine, and that is the Crate from the World Loot Pool. This Stasis Auto comes in at a 2.29% usage rate and is just an absolute monster. It's 100% the best auto in class for the kinetic slot hands down, and I can't emphasize that enough. With perks like Overflow, Stats for All, or Subsistence in the first column, paired with either Headstone or One for All in the second, you can see this auto pretty much has everything you need as far as the perk department is concerned. Stack Stasis Synergy on top of that with mods like Font of Might, and you got yourself a high damaging, enemy freezing auto rifle that shows no mercy. The only downside being that it's a bit of an annoyance to get since it's not farmable, but when you finally get a good one to drop, you'll instantly fall in love. Now, we haven't talked about a Val raid weapon in a minute, so let's fix that. Here at number 4, we have the ever popular Forbearance Wave Frame Grenade Launcher. I'm gonna be honest, I expected this thing to be way higher than it is, but I also expected that with Insidious too, so what do I know. Anyways, this weapon comes in at only a 0.1% higher usage rate than Crate, which again, genuinely is surprising. Basically, all I have to say about this thing is that have you ever wanted a Salvager Salvo that heals you on kills and also shoots a colorful wave across the ground to kill enemies? Well, this is your weapon. Most people are probably going to rock Ambitious Chain Reaction on this bad boy to truly capture that salvo feeling, but I'm probably going to rock Unrelenting in that first column instead to double down on the whole staying alive playstyle that the origin trait helps to promote. Forbearance is a really great weapon and beloved by pretty much everyone in the community. I'd love to craft it myself one day, but I can't get a damn red border version to drop for me as I only need one more. Pain. Nothing but pain. Up next from Forbearance, we have a weapon that I high-key think is super overrated, and that is the Submission Kinetic SMG from Val. This weapon comes in at a usage rate of 2.9%, and I might rustle some jimmies here, but I really don't think it deserves to be this high. Not even close. Now, that's not to say that it's a bad weapon, I don't mean that at all. It has great stats, good perks, can be crafted, all that great stuff, but at the end of the day, it's just a kinetic SMG. A kinetic SMG that just hangs with other kinetic SMGs, like the Subsistence One for All Multi-Mock or the Extraordinary Rendition with its volley of great perk rolls. What I'm saying is, Submission isn't anything close to special, despite being one of the top options in that kinetic slot. It's just a generic good SMG, nothing more, nothing less. I don't really buy into the hype all that much, but I still might be salty about Insidious being so low, the world may never know. Moving on to a weapon that actually deserves its placement this high in the top 10, we have the rocket launcher that took the crafting table by storm, the 𝗵𝗡. This stasis rocket comes in at a usage rate of 5.3% and is pretty much the staple of everybody's loadouts right now. With a role like auto-loading paired with lasting or explosive light, this weapon makes itself the best option to pair with Izanagi for the Izanagi rocket DPS strategy that's currently taking over the Val the Disciple raid meta. 𝗵𝗡 separates itself by being a precision frame, which gives it intrinsic tracking rockets, and while each rocket does slightly less damage compared to other archetypes, everyone knows that a missed rocket is 100% worse than just a slight damage decrease. I was about to say 𝗵𝗡 stays on top here to end things off, but unfortunately, there's a demigod that even it cannot topple in the number 1 spot. Ladies and gentlemen, here at number 1, to literally nobody's surprise, we have the Funnel Web Void SMG. This world loot weapon clocks in at a massive 7.07 usage rate and is basically the non-pinnacle version of Recluse from times past. With a role like Subsistence or Perpetual with Frenzy or Adrenaline Junkie, you'll be mowing enemies down like they're nothing, especially if you pair it with the new volatile rounds of Void 3.0. Void Element is a massive deal for this SMG, as this weapon not only has the look and feel of Recluse, but also the ad clearing qualities that Recluse once had. Even when Volatile Flow as a mod leaves us at the end of the season, volatile rounds will live on thanks to it being a core pillar of Void 3.0. Hence, Funnel Web will also continue to reign supremacy in the hearts of many. With all that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for today's video. I try to make one of these videos at least every season, as I enjoy looking over what the community at large is using, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves as well. Thank you guys so much for the massive support on the channel as of late, and as always, shout out to my patrons as well as my tier 2s, Admist, Vile, John, Serenity, and Crunchwrap, as well as my tier 3s, 𝘁𝗵𝗄, Austin, 𝗵𝗠𝗡𝗍, as well as Neon. Thank you guys so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all next time.